sharing yet another story of Philip Jackson just constantly pouring into the lives of young people. At his birthday celebration at the Black Star Project, just this past month, there were young people there that he was, that he had poured into, and these young people were speaking in such a way that was like, wow, like these children are 8 and 9 years old, and they are speaking so highly of Philip Jackson and the experience that they had with him and the things that he had done for them. And just look back and they say, man, his legacy is really just beginning. We're talking about 8 and 9-year-old young people. They haven't even barely begun to put their footprint on this earth yet, and already they've been inspired by the great man that was Philip Jackson. So again, his legacy will not only will it be remembered, it's still being built.
Absolutely. We have Joy. Joy, are you there?
Yes, this is Joyce.
Joyce, thank you for calling in, Joyce.
Oh, thank you. First of all, my condolences to you all and to Mr. Jackson's family. I first met Mr. Jackson. I worked for the Federal Aviation Administration, and it was probably back in 2006. He came out and did a speech for Black History Month. And he was so inspiring that he encouraged me to join the Student Motivation Program. And I went to several schools in Chicago, and I will never forget, I will always remember the fact that because I went to this one school, and I can't remember the name of it, but that principal, those students asked me to be their commencement speaker. It was elementary school. And I would be grateful, but that's the first and only time I've been a commencement speaker for a school, and it was all because of my involvement with the Black Star Project, the Student Motivation Program. So I want to continue doing things for youth, and I am going to make a contribution to keep alive the legacy of Mr. Phil Jackson. Thank you.
Thank you for calling, Joyce.
Thank you so much, Joyce. We truly appreciate yet another branch on that ever-expansive tree, Philip Jackson. In sports, Juliet, they often talk about, a coaching tree, right? So that this idea of, okay, for one coach, then you have all these other coaches that were his assistants, and they went on to become great head coaches in their own right, and then their assistants, and all these people are on the same coaching tree. The tree that Philip Jackson has built, and again continues to build, is absolutely astonishing. The people that he touched, the programs that were spawned out of the work that was done at the Black Star Project, and the people who have gone on to do such great things after working with him is a list that is certainly too long to name, and I can't imagine what it's going to look like when we're all there just, celebrating the life and legacy that was Philip Jackson, because he truly touched so many people.
What I enjoyed about what Joyce shared was how much you can grow just being in the presence of Mr. Jackson and the work that he was doing. There was always an opportunity to grow and expand what you were already doing. And so just being in that space, you had a chance to improve yourself.
He was going to put you in those positions all the time. And, if you walked in there, you were about to be put to work, whether you knew it or not. You walk in the Black Star Project, there's something for you to do. You mention something, hey, maybe we should improve this, or there's a problem here on the west side, or there's a problem with that space out in the hundreds. Oh, okay, well, what are we going to do about it? Right away. And then you find yourself leading a project, how do I start leading this project? Because that was the type of person he was. He didn't want to talk about it too long. He was, what are we going to do about it? What are you going to do? Let's get it done. Let's do it right now, and let's stop talking about it. He showed so much passion all the time.
Absolutely. I think we could squeeze in one last caller before the show closes. Greetings, caller. Is this Fota? Are you there?
Hello?
Yes, are you with us?
Yes.
Oh, thank you for calling in.
Okay, thank you for having me on. First, I'd like to send condolences to the family and the individuals who worked with him, with Phil Jackson. I actually met Phil Jackson when I was a child. I was part of his Kung Fu class. And one of the things that I really will take with me for the rest of my life was the discipline and, most importantly, the passion with which he brought to everything he did. Not only Kung Fu, but also the policies and perhaps more importantly, the passion with which he wanted to develop individuals, right? Not just the students, but also, adults who went to him for problems or just building up the city as a whole. So thank you for giving me the time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, brother. We appreciate the call. That passion, Juliet, is something that I haven't seen in very many people. I'm not sure I've seen it in anyone. Again, it was just that relentless, constant working. And you would think that for a person to be so passionate about something and so relentless in their pursuit of it, you would think that this would be like some like a loud, rah-rah person. I've never heard him raise his voice. Never heard him get loud. I've never seen him get upset. Some one time give someone a look, and I was like, oh, I never want to get that look right there. We were preparing for a press conference once at the Black Star Project, and the message that we were trying to send was a very short and concise message, and other people were thinking, oh, we should say this, we should say that. I said, no, we're going to stick to the script. We already know what we're trying to say here. And they kind of went back and forth, not with him, but he just shut the whole conversation down with a simple look, and I was like, whoa, I've never seen that look before. But he never raised his voice, never was upset, never was angry, but just constantly passionate. Again, I just very, very grateful that I got to know him and got to share some time with him, and I'm very grateful for the things that he taught me and how he was able to inspire me, and I'll forever carry those things with me. And I just, want to say thank you to Philip Jackson, and that I love you, and I'll never forget the things that you taught me, and I'll be forever grateful for the many things that you showed me and the doors that you opened for me, and the tools that you have given me to move forward. And the Black Star Project will always go forward, and we just thank you. We just thank you. So I thank each and every one of you all for listening and for calling in and sharing your thoughts about him. And again, continue to support the Black Star Project. That is his life. That is his legacy. That is his work. And if we want to honor him, there's no better way than to make sure that the work that is done at the Black Star Project lives on forever. Jules, you have any last thoughts or closing remarks about Philip Jackson?
Just a magnificent, quiet, storm, loving, towering force in our lives, and just grateful for the experience, and I look forward to continuing to honor his legacy by working with the other loved ones out there and those that continue to want to carry his memory and his work forward and continue to exhibit love for him and for the Black Star Project and continuing to move the people forward. We're sorry for the few callers we didn't get a chance to get to. And again, those services are coming up, and that is going to be on November 16th with visitation, 318 East 71st Street between the hours of 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. And a memorial service will be held at St. Sabina Church, 78th Place in Troop. That's Tuesday, November 20th at 11 a.m.
Julia, thank you so very much. I'm sorry I wasn't in the studio with you today, sister, but I love you so much, and I look forward to seeing you real soon. I want to thank you guys again for listening to this very, very special edition of the Black Star Project as we remember the life and legacy of the great Philip Jackson. Passed away, but we are grateful for the time that we had to spend with him. And so I just want to say one last time for Philip Jackson, and not even for one last time, we'll always close the show that way. For Philip Jackson, for Juliet Scott, and our amazing producers, I am Herb Howard. You all have an amazing evening.
Democrat Andrew Gillum has retracted his concession and says the recount must continue. Republican Ron DeSantis says he's preparing to take office and has already appointed a transition team.
Supervisors of election from across the state